Should you consider joining a LinkedIn engagement pod? And is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing? Are they good for LinkedIn? Are they bad for LinkedIn? Are they good for your business? Are they bad for your business? Can they hurt you? Can they help you? These are a lot of the common questions when we bring up the topic of LinkedIn engagement pods. And there's a lot to talk about today. Some of you may not even know what that is, but there are certain realities of LinkedIn engagement pods that you need to understand. And number one, how can you tell if someone is in some sort of LinkedIn engagement pod or just in an engagement agreement with a bunch of people? These are things that really come about. I have people reaching out to me all the time to find out, what are they about? Is it worth it? And I can tell you from all the people that I spoke to, it's absolutely not. Now, before we dive into today's training and episode, if you feel that there's an aspect of your business that is lacking, that you need help, you really want to find out what the holes and gaps are in what you're doing. My wife and I have created a free business assessment, and this goes over your marketing, your branding, your sales strategy, sales funnel, email sequence, all the things that really have to be put in place in order to grow and scale a business. So if you would like to take this free assessment, if you're watching on social, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, all you have to do is type the word free assessment in the comments, and we will send you the link to take it. If you're listening on the podcast, simply send us an email to scott@scottaaron.net, subject line free assessment, and our team will know what to do from there. So, LinkedIn engagement pods, man, there's a lot that I can say about this. This is not my first rodeo as far as talking about LinkedIn engagement pods, but it seems to become almost like a reoccurring theme. They go away for a little while, they come back. And what I can share with you is it seems like LinkedIn is churning out more influencers quicker than a microwave can actually cook a meal. And what I mean by that, this term influencer, I feel has gotten a little bit out of control. Everyone's looking to get more engagement. They're looking to get likes. They're looking to get shares and comments and impressions, all these things, because they feel that that is going to translate to a monetary return on the side. Now, what is a LinkedIn engagement pod? So, an engagement pod is exactly as it sounds. It's when a collective group of people come together, and some are free, some are paid, meaning sometimes you have to pay to be a part of it. Everybody agrees on posting at certain times on certain days, whether it's 20, 30, 40, 50 people, and you all agree that you will like and comment on each other's posts at a dedicated day and time to quote unquote beat the LinkedIn algorithm, boost visibility, and show influence. Now, do some people see a positive result from that from the vanity metrics? Sure. People will see network growth. You're going to get more comments, more views, more impressions. That's the vanity. Means nothing for business. It's vanity. It looks great from the inside or the outside, but you have no clue what it looks like on the inside, right? Looks may be deceiving. Now, what I can also share with you is, the question that comes up is, how can I actually tell if someone's in an engagement pod? Well, traditionally, across social media, not every single post is actually going to do well. What I mean by that is you're not supposed to get viral engagement on every post. You're not supposed to see incredible visibility on every post. It's just not how it works. You should see some sort of fluctuation in the content that you're putting out on LinkedIn, meaning some posts may do well, some posts may do really well, some posts may fall flat on their face. So you may see likes, comments, shares, all that stuff for some, and you may see crickets for others. Now, there's some stats that I'm going to share with you, but if you see certain individuals on LinkedIn, whether they have a large following or not, if they're getting the same amount of engagement on every single post, smells a little fishy. Smells a little fishy. Second to that, if you actually click on some of those individuals' content and you actually see the same 30, 40, 50 people liking and commenting on every one of those posts, that is a bigger red flag. Now, there was an article written about 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, by a woman by the name of Laura Taylor. She's a LinkedIn trainer. She's been featured in Forbes. She works with organizations and professionals. She actually wrote a really, really great article on LinkedIn engagement pods and obviously how they can be detrimental to one's business. So what I wanted to share with you was a little piece of her article, and she went on to say that an engagement pod is essentially a group of individuals who agree to like, comment, and share each other's posts in an effort to game LinkedIn's algorithm and increase engagement metrics. Usually you pay to be a part of the pod, and I've heard some horror stories that the people running these pods can be very strict about when you need to comment by, and they basically ooze toxicity from the core. So whilst engagement pods can potentially help you get posts in front of more eyeballs, there are some significant downsides to consider as well. So why people use engagement pods? Well, increased reach. By having a group consistently engaging with your content from the start, it can help overcome LinkedIn's algorithms that prioritize already popular posts. This gives your post more initial momentum. The second, higher engagement metrics. An engagement pod directly boosts engagement stats like likes, comments, etc. This makes your post look more popular and engaging at a glance. That's a key. So why you should give engagement pods a hard pass. So there's 4 reasons why Laura says you should hard pass. Number 1, it violates LinkedIn's policies. This is big. LinkedIn's rules prohibit engaging in artificial inflation tactics like engagement pods. Getting caught could result in restrictions or a permanent ban from the LinkedIn platform. That's number 1. Number 2, it devalues true engagement. If your engagement is artificially inflated by a pod, it becomes challenging to measure your true organic engagement levels. Fake engagement, anyone? No, thank you. Third, she goes on to say reputation risks. If your involvement in an engagement pod becomes known, it could damage your personal brand and be viewed as unethical by some others. Fourth and final, wasted time and effort. Many pods require tedious back and forth engagements across members' posts. This busy work detracts from more productive activities. Ultimately, she says, while engagement pods may provide a temporary metric boost, it is completely fake and you risk losing your network, your content, and this could have a huge impact on your business. So thank you, Laura. And I will actually link that article in the show notes of this episode, and obviously below in the comments, you guys can read it for yourselves. So here's what you need to know. Well, first, stay away from them. Stay away from them. I know it's tempting because it looks really cool to have all those likes and those comments and those shares. But I think Laura made a great point that how are you to know what is actually organic? So if you strip away all of the fake likes and comments, meaning you strip away all the people that are just liking and commenting because they're in this engagement pod with you, how many of them are real? How many of those people actually felt that your content was thought-provoking and educational and information-based. You don't. That's one of the huge downsides outside of getting your account blocked. Now, there's 3 things that you need to know about LinkedIn engagement in general. What you guys need to know is only 16.5% of LinkedIn users engage in content daily. So that means 83.5% of LinkedIn does not engage in content daily. Well, why is that important? That's important because if you're seeing people getting ridiculous engagement on every single post, that is a red flag. Now, I'm going to use Gary Vaynerchuk as an example again. He's got a following of probably close to 2 million on LinkedIn. And what I want to show you is with Gary's profile, you can actually see that so he's got 6 million followers. So Gary V has 6 million followers on LinkedIn. That's huge. Now, just to kind of show you really quickly, if you go to his posts, just to kind of go over, 21 hours ago, just to give you an idea, 21 hours ago, he made a post. It got 511 engagements. So likes, comments, likes, loves, 63 comments, 5 reposts. Okay. That was one. Day before that, he did a post, 2,300 likes, loves, and such, 352 comments. Day before that, 5,000 likes, 464 comments, 308 reposts. So you can actually see there's a disparity, right? It goes down from 511 likes, 2,300 likes, 5,000 likes, 2,100 likes, right? 3,800 likes, 1,100 likes, 5,900 likes, 191 likes, 1,200 likes. So it's all over the place. And this guy has 6 million followers. 6 million followers. So if you're seeing people with minute networks, size-wise, compared to Gary Vaynerchuk, who I feel obviously is one of the biggest LinkedIn voices on LinkedIn, if he has 6 million followers, and I just went through a lot of his posts, his top post got about 6,000 likes. That's 1%, right? You take 6 million, right? 10%, actually not even 10% of 6 million. 10% of 6 million is 600,000, right? 1% of 6 million is 60,000. So that was less than 1%. That's how you know this guy is 100% true with all of his engagement. But if you see someone, because again, if you think about it, if you think about the fact that only 16.5% of LinkedIn users engage in content daily, but also the second thing, only 1 to 3% of your network actually sees your content. So just as an example, I have about 31,000 followers, connections total, right? So that means 1 to 3% of my network sees my content. So 1% of 30,000 is 300. So on the high end, 900 people are seeing my content. On the low end, 300 people see my content. So I just want you guys to understand, on the low end, 1%. So for every 1,000 connections / followers that you have, right? 1 to 3% will actually see your content, which means 10 to 30 people, right? For every 10,000 connections / followers that you have, between 100 to 300 people will see your content. Now, if you're, again, that's why I want to bring this to your attention, because of that, if you have an engagement rate of 2%, you're crushing it. So an engagement rate, so total engagement, so that is impressions plus likes plus comments equals your engagement rate. So impressions plus engagement, meaning likes, comments, plus reactions and comments, right? Those three things, likes, comments, and impressions, equals engagement rate. So for me, 2% of my network would be 600 total engagement. So as an example, if I had a post that had 400 impressions and, 15 likes and 20 comments, that would put that at around 1.5% engagement rate. So I would have to hit about 600 total between, the likes, the comments, and the impressions to equate to an engagement rate of 2%. Now, the only people that can see the impressions is the creator. So let me give you an example. If you see someone that has 200 likes and 80 comments, that's 280 engagements right there. That doesn't even take into consideration their impressions. So just as an example, if someone has 10,000 followers / connections in their network, that means on average in total on, again, like I said, for every 10,000, you're seeing a total engagement rate of 100, right, to 200. If we're using the 10,000 as an example. Now, what I'll tell you is this. The number one metric that is measured on LinkedIn is actually impressions. So impressions basically are the amount of times that something is shown to your network. Now, just to kind of give you an idea, and I'm just going to go over some of my most recent content just to kind of give you the disparity of my content, because like I said, some of my content hits, some of my content doesn't hit. So I did a poll that got 95 votes. It got 12 comments. So again, that's 107 impressions right there, or engagements right there. And it got 4,500 impressions. So nearly 4,700 total engagements, which that was a great post. That was over 10%. Another poll question that I did, 158 votes, 8 comments equals 164 or 166, right? And it got 3,200 impressions. Another one, 3,600 impressions, 91 votes, 3 comments, right? Another one, 527 impressions, 36 votes. That equaled just under my 2% engagement rate, right? A post I did earlier in the week, 2 reposts, 15 comments, 10 likes. So we got 10, 25, 27. 27 and 237 is 264. So that was, I would say, the least performing. That was about 1%. Even my a LinkedIn Live that I did, 10 comments, 4 likes, that's 14. Impressions, 266. That put me around 280 again. So everything is different. Then I had one the other day. I did one on a Sunday. It did terrible. No engagement. 89 impressions, 2 likes. That was it. But then again, I did a poll last week, 345 votes, 8 comments, 12,297 impressions. So again, the number that no one sees, is impressions, right? Impressions count towards your engagement rate. That's the number one metric, and that's the one that you should be focusing on, because the impressions is how many times that specific post is being shown to your LinkedIn network. And that's the other thing. So many people get caught up with the likes and the comments and the shares, and that's great. It's great if people like and comment, but look at your impressions, because that's LinkedIn's way of showing, hey, great stuff. We're going to show it to more people. And if your content is getting shown to 1 to 2% of your network, that's awesome. That's why it's such a red flag when you see these people with the networks that they have, and every single post that they get gets 60, 70 likes and 60, 70 comments, that means their impressions have to be in the 50 to 60,000 impression range. That doesn't seem right. Something's off there. As I mentioned, right? As I mentioned, 1 to 2% is the goal that one should have for your engagement rate. So again, just to use simple math, for every 10,000 connections / followers combined, right? You're looking for an engagement rate of 200. That is the combination of your impressions, your post engagements, which are your likes, your comments, your shares. Now, if you're at 1%, that's still pretty good, because on average, they say anywhere between 1 to 3%, and we call 2% the average. That is the average. But if you're hitting 1%, that's fine too. That is normal. And you can see this through looking at your analytics. You can see what content is getting the most visibility. And your visibility is predicated on your impressions. So really focus on that quality content, but really the hidden agenda behind an engagement pod, it's only going to hurt you in the end. It's only going to hurt you in the end. Again, for those that are watching, for those that are listening, remember, if you would like to take our free business assessment to see what you need help with in regarding your business, whether it's your marketing, your branding, your sales funnel, website optimization, whatever it is, just type in the word free assessment in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. If you're listening on the podcast, just send an email to scott@scottaaron.net. Subject line free assessment. My team will know what to do from there. And just remember, continue to support each other. Support each other organically. Please subscribe to the podcast, whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you're on LinkedIn, don't forget to follow me. Click my LinkedIn notification bell to get notified of my content. Obviously, you can follow my page on Facebook. But also, don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, turn that notification bell on. And obviously, I'm here to support each and every one of you the best way that I can. So I really hope you found today's episode and training helpful. Just be aware of those engagement pods. Don't fall for the fake engagement. It's better to be true, genuine, and authentic in any way and every way possible. So I hope you enjoyed it. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time.